Hey guys, so I wanted to do a speed test comparison mini review between Apple's two best small phones, the iPhone 5S and the iPhone SE. So let's start this off by powering both phones on at the same time. Now both these phones do have some similarities, as you guys can probably tell, very similar in size and design, almost exactly the same. Also screen size is exactly the same, 4 inches, 326 pixels per inch. Although there are a lot of differences, one of them being, of course, the internals. So with the SE is a newer phone, came out beginning in 2016. Has the A9 chipset and 2GB of RAM. The 5S, by comparison, came out at the end of 2013, has the A7 chipset and 1GB of RAM. Alright, so I'm just going to go over the app page, make sure everything's closed out. Good on the SE. And good on the 5S. Alright, so first up we're going to check out Temple Run 2. So yeah, the SE should be a lot faster loading this up, especially because of this game. And of course it is worth noting that the SE does cost about twice as much, so just keep that in mind when watching. Alright, so of course the game a lot faster on the SE, but let's check out more of the general use apps like CNN. So even with CNN you see a clear difference here. Alright, next up is going to be iFunny. And then after looking at the apps, a lot more planned after that. You see another big difference here with the SE. YouTube. Once again, a lot faster here on the SE. So yeah, after this, then check out the Fingerprint Scanner, Multitasking, camera speed, web browsing, and more. Alright, so now these are the very basic apps, calculator and clock. And you see still a little bit faster on the SE for the calculator. Let's see the clock. Alright, next up eBay. Oops, redo that. Alright, eBay. So again, on the SE there was a little bit faster. Asphalt 8. So yeah, I think the biggest difference between two phones is the speed. Not just in terms of, loading stuff up, but also in terms of game performance. Much better on the SE. And you guys see here, this game much faster on the SE. Alright, a few more, then we'll move on to other stuff. Photos. ESPN. So yeah guys, even some basic stuff, ESPN, you're talking multiple times faster there on the SE. Alright, settings. So yeah, clear sweep there for the SE. Now in terms of the Antutu benchmark, so this is going to be more for those high-end games. Alright, so yeah, I ran this one both were on 6.2. But you see there, twice as much for the iPhone SE. So a score of 61,000 versus 125. And just show you where it turns up on the ranking for the iPhone SE. So behind a lot of the big phones, obviously from this year, it is a smaller phone. The chipset is pretty similar to the 6S last year. But you see there, 8th place on the list. Actually just below their SE. So the Antutu version of their SE. So yeah, very similar to the 6S. Alright, we'll check out, I guess we'll do Chrome next. Alright, so just going to do a couple sites here. And actually first, I'm just going to clear out the internet history for both. Alright, so first up here, IGN. So you see a lot faster on ESC. Let's go to a couple more. Nintendo. But of course, guys, you have to decide. I mean, the SE costs twice as much. Do you think the speed difference is worth it? There are, of course, some other advantages I'll discuss in a second here. But I think the biggest one is speed difference. So we're going to go to Nintendo.com. Alright, so again, SE here, and we'll do one last one. So still not loaded up here on the 5S. Alright, last one, Yahoo. Alright, so again, same result here. Alright guys, so next up, we're going to do multitasking in a second, but before that, let's do Fingerprint Scanner. So yeah, both these phones do the Fingerprint Scanner. Now, with the SE, it's based on the 6S model, actually the 6 model, but still pretty fast. So it looks like both are actually very similar. There are some times when the SE is a little bit faster though. But yeah, you're really not talking much of a difference here. Alright, and then let's do camera. So rear facing camera, the SE does have a better one, 12 megapixels versus 8 for the 5S. But this is in terms of speed. So interesting there, you see that the SE actually looks a little bit slower here than the 5S. Though a lot of ties. So yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense because with the SE is a higher megapixels, so it's pushing more pixels there. Alright, then last, let's check out multitasking. So we're going to go all the way back beginning and temper on 2. Alright, so very solid there on a lot of, alright, so you see here with the 5S, looks like it's going to completely restart. So big difference there, big advantage for the SE. Alright, let's check out some more. CNN. Yeah, I think for a lot of these, it's going to be very similar. So yeah, for the more basic ones is pretty close. But of course for games, pretty big difference there. And then let's just check out Asphalt 8. Let's see if this one restarts as well for the 5S. Alright, so right there just started for the 5S. And, alright, brought up the ad there. So yeah, with iPhone, it kind of is a trick. Like, it looks like it brings it up, but it's actually a still picture. So you just have to pay close attention to that. Alright guys, so obviously for the most part, the iPhone SE is a much faster phone. One, basically all the apps, of course, one, web browsing by pretty big margin. Although with the multitasking, so it did win that, but a little bit closer for most of the apps. Fingerprint scanner and camera speed pretty similar as well. Now, just in terms of some of the other specs, so we mentioned screen's exactly the same. Rear facing camera better on the SE, 12 megapixels versus 8. You guys can check out video comparison on my channel. Both front facing cameras are pretty bad, 1.2 megapixels. Storage 16, 32, or 64 gigabytes for the 5S versus 16 or 64 for the SE. Neither micro SD card support. For battery, 1560 versus, for the 5S versus 1624 for the SE. Of course, neither of the batteries are removable there, but I do feel that the SE battery is better, even though the size difference is not that big. SE A9 chipset, 2 GB RAM versus A7 1 GB RAM for the 5S. Both fingerprint scanners, both lightning ports at the bottom, both made of metal. And of course, the big difference is price. So $200 for the 5S for 16 gigabytes versus $400 for the SE for 16. So guys, I would say for most people, I'd recommend getting the iPhone 7 over the SE. There's a lot of reasons for that. So on the 7, you have a better screen. You have better cameras, both front and rear. You have better storage options, better battery. You have the A10 chipset, which is better on the A9. You have waterproofing. You have stereo speakers, better fingerprint scanner. Just pretty much everything on the 7 is better than on the SE. But I know for some people, you don't want to spend an extra few $100s on the 7. You think the screen is too hard, stuff like that, I understand. So in that case, there's 3 different reasons why I'd recommend upgrading from the 5S to the SE. So the first one would be, let's say if your iPhone 5S has obvious issues with it, the screen's broken, your battery sucks, stuff like that, then I would say go for the SE. The second one would be if you think the upgrades in terms of speed are worth it. So not just speed for day-to-day, but also gaming if you're a big gamer. You're definitely going to get much better results on the SE than you did with the 5S. So you really have to just judge that based on this video if you think the speed differences are worth it. And then the final reason just with the rear facing camera and the battery. So of course those are both improved, but again guys, not huge differences with that stuff. Both these phones are pretty similar, but of course as I mentioned at the beginning, the big difference is in terms of speed. So yeah guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more. I will say that overall the SE is an excellent phone, very smooth, no issues with it. After almost a year of use, so very impressive there. Would definitely recommend it for people who want smaller phones. Alright guys, so thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more. I have a lot more SE videos planned in the future. And let me know in the comments if you have any questions.